Beneath the still layers of earth and the dust of time, once radiant cities now remain only as echoes deep underground. Winding paths like veins, shadowy chambers like forgotten memories. Together they form a mysterious subterranean world. Join us as we step through the doorway of time, exploring underground labyrinths that once served as homes, temples, and sanctuaries for lost civilizations. Each step is a story, each wall a silent witness to history. On this journey, you'll feel the breath of the past, the marvel of ancient architecture, and the mysteries that remain unsolved. Prepare yourself to dive into the hidden world, where the light of tomorrow is kindled from the darkness of yesterday. Shuanghe Cave Underground City is the longest natural cave system in China, with a surveyed total length of over 370 miles. The system includes multiple levels, underground rivers, waterfalls, and even cave rooms up to 330 feet tall. Inside, strong natural wind flows give the feeling that the earth is breathing. Some cave branches go as deep as 2,600 feet and are still unexplored. The structure is so complex that one research team got lost and trapped for 3 days due to signal loss. Although it has great size and scientific value, the place has not been developed for tourism. This adds more mystery to what feels like an underground universe. The Vadzia Monastery is a magnificent rock structure hidden inside the slopes of Erusheti Mountain, overlooking a winding river valley. With around 600 rooms carved directly into limestone, the monastery includes a church, library, living areas, and a complex tunnel system that connects all levels. Built during the reign of Queen Tamar, this place once served as a major religious and academic fortress for the kingdom. Legend says that as a child, the queen once hid here and accidentally shouted, "I am here, uncle," creating echoes through the stone halls. That moment gave rise to the name Vardsia, a name tied to both a touching story and a mysterious part of Georgia's history. The Yaodong underground city is an ancient residential system created by carving deep into loess soil to form arched caves, once home to hundreds of thousands of people for many centuries. Thanks to the natural insulation of the soil, the inside stays cool in summer and warm in winter without using heating or cooling systems. Besides being used for living, many areas also contain long corridors and sealed underground rooms, raising questions about their true purpose. Some tunnels may stretch for hundreds of feet, connecting housing clusters in a complex structure. Some visitors said they felt unusual cold air or heard faint noises when alone in the dark rooms, even though no one else was around. Chanchan is the largest mud brick city ever built in the Americas, covering more than 8 square miles, and was once the capital of the ancient Chimu civilization. Located in a dry coastal area with very little rain, the walls have lasted for hundreds of years. Some visitors feel sound disappear in the wide earth plazas, and some say the wall images seem to move as the evening light hits them. Uplisike is an ancient city carved into a sandstone cliff about 130 feet high, located on a slope overlooking a wide valley. The city has all functions, like living areas, ritual chambers, storage rooms, and an old temple that marked the shift from polytheism to Christianity. The most mysterious part is a deep rock room called the breathing chamber, where echoes do not follow normal sound rules, making people believe it was a sacred space for ancient ceremonies. Mogao Caves is a large Buddhist site with over 700 caves carved into sandstone cliffs since the 4th century, holding more than 2,000 statues and about 48,000 square feet of murals. It was a major center of religion and art for over 1,000 years, showing the mix of Eastern and Western cultures along the Silk Road. The caves sit in a dry climate where daytime temperatures can go over 100 degrees F, but drop very low at night, helping preserve ancient works. The biggest mystery is the secret library, found in the 20th century, with over 5,000 ancient texts, but no one knows why it was sealed for centuries. Ciudad Perdida is an ancient city completely covered by jungle, and it can only be reached by walking many miles and climbing more than 1,200 ancient stone steps. The city was built around the 8th century, with round and square stone platforms, stairways, and water systems carved by hand into steep mountain terrain. Ciudad Perdida was once a major religious and political center where people lived in harmony with nature and passed on culture through rituals and stories. The city vanished for centuries until 1972, when treasure hunters accidentally found its hidden path in the forest. Its rediscovery raised many unanswered questions about why it collapsed and how its structures were built deep in the jungle. The mix of wild nature, ancient design, and mysterious history makes Ciudad Perdida one of the most fascinating and magical places to visit. Ozkonak underground city was built deep inside soft volcanic rock and served as a secure shelter for thousands of people during times of war, thanks to its complex and strategic design. One of its most impressive features is a system of trap holes in the ceilings of the tunnels that allowed defenders to pour hot oil or throw weapons down to stop invaders effectively. Massive round stone doors weighing up to 1,100 pounds were placed to block passageways and could only be pushed from inside. Its ventilation network was carefully arranged between levels, allowing fresh air to circulate without the help of any modern technology. The radiation levels inside are extremely low, showing that it once functioned as an ideal ancient bunker. Enshi Underground City was built into ancient karst limestone terrain with stable structure and surrounded by natural caves. Tunnels include wall ventilation and water drainage systems to keep the space fresh and allow it to run independently for long periods. A mystery story says that in the late 1980s, two geologists lost contact for nearly 1 hour while surveying an unpublished deep tunnel. They returned confused and spoke of backward wind and metal sounds echoing from underground. When the site was checked, compasses and signal meters acted strangely. That entrance has now been permanently sealed, adding to the unresolved mystery of this structure. Hattusa was once the capital of the powerful Hittite Empire, known for strong stone walls, giant gates, and thousands of clay tablets with cuneiform writing. The city sits on a limestone plateau surrounded by rugged hills, forming a perfect natural defense and giving an ancient, isolated charm. Temples and gates carved with lions and gods were placed using astronomy rules, showing deep knowledge of the sky. The mystery is that even with an advanced system, Hattusa vanished suddenly in the 12th century BC with no clear reason. Some visitors felt strange pressure while walking through the big gates, like being watched. Some tools also showed light magnetic interference near old temple zones. Longyu Caves is a giant man-made cave system discovered in 1992 when a local drained a pond and found a huge space underneath. So far, 24 large caves have been found, each covering about 27,000 square feet, carved deep into sandstone rock. What makes this place strange is that every surface inside the cave has straight, diagonal lines running evenly across the walls and ceiling as if made by modern machines. There are no signs of living, no tools, and no ancient texts mentioning its existence, even though millions of tons of stone must have been removed. The caves have stood for over 2,000 years without collapsing or letting in water, showing an advanced level of construction. Zhangjiajie Underground Fortress is a military defense structure secretly built by carving deep into solid mountain rock. Its walls are over 10 feet thick, strong enough to resist bombs and heavy vibrations. Inside, the space is divided into many separate levels, like living quarters, ammunition depots, command centers, and medical stations, each able to operate on its own. The fortress has an escape tunnel that runs hundreds of feet through the mountain, made for emergency withdrawal. The ancient city of Ani stood out with stone churches and city walls over 2 miles long, built entirely by hand with precise details. Some structures had double domes and carvings showing astronomical events like eclipses and constellations. Underground tunnels, still not fully excavated, are believed to be escape routes or treasure storage. Major earthquakes could not completely destroy the stone buildings, proving advanced construction skills. Some ancient writings found here remain undeciphered, including a line about a black cloud from the east, believed to predict the city's sudden fall. A legend says the city carries a sacred curse from a wrongly judged monk, causing it to remain abandoned, with no one daring to rebuild it on its original ground. Kaymakla underground city was built deep into soft volcanic tough rock, which is easy to dig, but still strong enough to expand downward without collapsing. It has a multi-level structure connected by sloped tunnels and functional areas like living quarters, food storage, a church, water wells, and livestock stalls. A unique feature is the large circular stone doors weighing tons that can roll into place to block passageways when needed. In 1964, an archaeology team believed Kaymakla was linked to another underground system, but their deep exploration was halted due to low oxygen and strange signal interference. Some members returned in panic, saying they had heard dragging sounds and footsteps coming from the darkness. Mesa Verde is a national park known for its ancient stone houses hanging on steep cliffs, built by the ancient Pueblo people from the 6th century. These structures have many levels: living rooms, storage spaces, and smart pathways carved directly into rock. Located over 8,500 feet high, the park has plateau terrain with deep canyons, pine forests, and a dry, cool climate, making the scenery majestic. The mystery is that the people suddenly abandoned the entire stone house system around the late 13th century without clear reasons, even with wells and food storage. These events make Mesa Verde not only an archaeological site, but also a place full of spiritual and mysterious energy. Lanzo Meadows is the only confirmed Viking settlement in the Americas, proving that Norse explorers reached the New World around the 11th century. Archaeologists found remains of wooden houses, a forge, and many metal tools, an unusual discovery since native cultures of the time did not use metal. The area lies near the Atlantic coast and has cold grassland terrain with a harsh climate, long winters, and short summers. Even though the conditions were tough, the region had plenty of seafood, like fish, seals, and seabirds, which helped the Vikings survive for a short time. The mystery is why they abandoned the settlement and didn't expand, even after crossing the ocean. Some visitors say they felt like time slowed down while standing at the site, and during thick fog, the area feels unreal. Persepolis was built on a stone terrace about 65 feet high at the base of a mountain, standing out across a vast, dry plain with a powerful and isolated setting. The city is famous for its detailed limestone structures like the Gate of Nations and Apadana Hall, which have stone columns up to 65 feet tall and nearly 6 feet wide, carved with images of envoys from across the empire. Since the 6th century BC, Persepolis served as the ceremonial center and symbol of ultimate power for the Achaemenid dynasty. The remaining reliefs show detailed clothing, rituals, and ethnic diversity, reflecting the scale of a multinational empire. A major mystery is the fire in 330 BC under Alexander the Great, where wooden roofs were burned, but stone columns and foundations remained mostly intact. Pavlopetri underground city, located beneath the sea in Greece, is over 5,000 years old and one of the oldest underwater cities in the world. It was a thriving Bronze Age civilization, with structures like streets, houses, religious areas, and markets. The city sank underwater due to a massive earthquake around 1500–1200 BC, submerging part of it beneath the sea. Pavlopetri has a street system with perpendicular roads, very advanced for its time, and the building areas show impressive architectural development. Archaeologists have discovered an underwater dock, proving that the area had vibrant trade activities. These findings have changed our perception of ancient civilizations and provided a new perspective on Mediterranean history. Göbekli Tepe is considered the oldest religious structure in the world, with an age of over 11,600 years and built before the Egyptian pyramids. The T-shaped stone pillars are as tall as 20 feet and weigh more than 44,000 pounds, arranged in circles with carvings of animals and mysterious symbols. Strangely, there are no signs of daily living, proving it was used purely for rituals. Some of the pillars were intentionally destroyed, and the entire complex was buried on purpose about 8,000 years ago, causing debate among archaeologists for years. There are also carvings of astronomical symbols, like constellations and eclipses, leading to theories about ancient knowledge of the universe. The existence of Göbekli Tepe has challenged old theories of civilization development, where religion may have come before farming. Çatalhöyük is one of the oldest cities in the world, built about 9,000 years ago on dry land rich in minerals. Houses were built next to each other in a solid block with no streets, and people used ladders to enter from the roof. Inside, families buried their relatives under the floors and decorated the walls with images of animals, masks, and fertility goddesses. Residents grew wheat, raised livestock, and traded goods, but there is no clear evidence of class divisions or a ruling system. One major mystery is that some houses held more than 60 skeletons, raising questions about the link between daily life and spiritual beliefs. Hampi stands out with huge granite boulders mixed with rivers and green fields, creating a scene both ancient and surreal like legend. The whole city was built from solid granite blocks, with temples, gateways, and complexes finely carved, especially the famous stone chariot at Vitala Temple. The stone pillars that produce musical tones when tapped remain a mystery without a clear explanation. Hampi was once the capital of the Vijayanagara Empire, thriving in architecture, music, and religion from the 14th to 16th centuries. Ebla was one of the most important ancient cities of the Near East, known for its royal library, holding over 17,000 clay tablets written in cuneiform. This is considered one of the earliest known record-keeping systems in the world, covering topics like law, trade, and religion. A unique discovery showed that women once held leadership roles in finance at Ebla, which was rare in ancient societies. Documents also revealed that Ebla had trade networks reaching as far as Egypt and Anatolia more than 4,000 years ago. The city was completely burned down and never rebuilt, but this destruction helped preserve many texts. The discovery of Ebla in the 1970s is considered one of the greatest archaeological achievements of the century. The Huashan Mystery Caves are an incredible man-made structure carved deep into mountain rock, featuring more than 30 large and small caves cut with amazing precision. What makes this place special is that there is no historical record about its construction or purpose. Inside the caves, the walls and ceilings are cut perfectly straight, slanted at the same angle, and can stand for thousands of years without any modern support pillars. Some pathways are completely sealed, as if intentionally hiding something, and no leftover stones or tools have ever been found. The entire structure shows advanced construction skills, yet no traces of any civilization have ever been linked to it. It remains one of the biggest unsolved archaeological mysteries in China. The Yan'an Revolutionary Underground Base is a system of underground fortifications that was entirely hand-dug during the Resistance period, with an estimated length of several dozen miles through loess soil. The system includes command bunkers, food storage, medical stations, printing rooms, and even secret escape routes leading outside. The walls are about 6 feet thick, designed to resist bombs and absorb shock waves from air raids. Air inside is constantly refreshed by natural ventilation, using convection principles, allowing long-term living conditions. Besides military use, the base also served as a secret meeting place, propaganda printing center, and political training hub. The ancient underground city of Turpan is an underground architectural masterpiece located in the harsh desert region. Its tunnels, rooms, and corridors go as deep as 30 feet, cleverly built to protect against outside temperatures that can rise above 120 degrees F. The walls were carved directly into the earth and reinforced with special clay that helps the structure last for thousands of years. A legend says that inside the city there's a sealed corridor leading to a secret chamber where ancient leaders held meetings and hid important documents. G County Underground City is a unique underground structure built by a hand hundreds of years ago to help people escape war and extreme weather. Its tunnel system goes from 20 to 40 feet deep and connects living rooms, storage areas, and shelters with a maze-like design to confuse intruders. Ventilation holes and skylights are cleverly built to keep air moving and maintain stable temperatures all year. A mysterious legend tells of a group that sealed themselves inside a stone room to hide treasures, and no one ever came back out. Although some have tried to open the room, the thick stone and complex layout keep the secret hidden. Linhai Underground City is an ancient military structure built underground for defense during wartime. This site has a complex tunnel system with connecting paths, shelters, and escape routes that allow safe movement for a long time. The area has stable geology with limestone and hard soil, helping the structure stay strong for many centuries. A strange thing is that many tunnel branches have not been fully explored, and no official map exists, making the structure feel like a mysterious ancient maze. Some deep areas even produce sounds like wind or voices, though there is no actual wind, adding to the mystery for visitors who love history and unexplained phenomena. Lanzhou Underground Shelter is a strong facility built during the Cold War to protect civilians and command units from nuclear and air attacks. The system has an average depth of over 66 feet, which helps resist shock waves and radiation. The living areas include a kitchen, medical room, sleeping space, and a command center, like a small underground town. The tunnel walls are covered with special paint to block heat and reflections, making them invisible to infrared detection. This place was once a top-secret facility, hidden from public maps for decades, and only revealed recently as proof of wartime defense strategy. Huixian Underground City was built deep into the mountain, with several stacked levels using natural clay and stone to form strong, living spaces without cement. Thanks to smart design and separate ventilation for each level, the inside temperature stays stable all year, letting people live without being affected by outside conditions. During wartime, this place served as a shelter and self-sufficient living base. A mysterious legend says that one sealed tunnel leads to a secret command center never explored. A survey team once entered, but faced strange events like metal clanging, sudden cold, and lights shutting off without reason. Anshan Underground Fortress was built deep inside limestone mountains, where the rugged terrain and year-round fog create a mysterious and strategic setting. It was a top-secret military structure developed during the Cold War, with a multi-level defense system and separate zones like ammunition depots, medical stations, and secret tunnels. Inside, the fortress functions like a complete underground city, supporting long-term shelter and living. A shocking story from the 1970s tells of a technical team that mysteriously disappeared while surveying a lower level. They vanished without a trace, leaving only a radio and a paper with strange markings. This tale has made the fortress not only a site of historical value, but also a place filled with unresolved mysteries. The Yishui Underground City is a large-scale structure built over 230 feet below the surface, designed to withstand nuclear attacks and operate during emergencies. The entire system includes more than 12 miles of interconnected tunnels, with multiple levels and complex turns for maximum protection. The ventilation system is independent, using multi-layer filters to keep the air clean even during chemical weapon attacks. The site also has an underground parking area that fits over 300 vehicles and a living zone that can support over 5,000 people for more than 6 months without resupply. All walls and ceilings are coated with special paint that absorbs radar signals, making the underground city invisible to surveillance equipment. A large portion of the facility has not yet been publicly surveyed due to national security restrictions. Derinkuyu underground city was built into soft volcanic rock that allowed deep digging while staying stable. The system reaches about 280 feet deep and has over 10 levels, enough to house thousands of people. Inside, it includes living spaces, food storage, classrooms, worship areas, and even livestock stalls. The narrow winding passages are protected by large circular stone doors to block intruders. A famous story says that in 1963, a man accidentally found the entrance while renovating his home. Even now, some parts remain inaccessible due to strange magnetic interference, adding mystery to this ancient structure. Niaoya's underground city is a vast maze built in the Middle Ages, able to hold up to 3,000 people. It once served as a wartime shelter and had full functions, like a real village, including a water well, bread ovens, a chapel, and livestock areas. One special feature is over 2,000 carvings and drawings left by World War I soldiers, including portraits and personal messages that created a living archive. For centuries, people lived above without knowing this giant structure was right below them. Thanks to an ancient ventilation system, the air underground stays fresh and flows well. With stable humidity year-round, this place was once used to store food and documents, showing the advanced design skills of ancient builders. Burlington Bunker is a top-secret facility built during the Cold War to protect the UK government in case of a nuclear war. The system could hold up to 4,000 people and was designed as a complete underground city with a hospital, communications center, water systems, internal TV station, and even a pub. A special feature was two separate underground water reservoirs that provided clean water, along with an advanced air filtration system that protected residents from radiation. The entire site remained fully staffed, stocked, and ready for decades before it was finally declassified. Wieliczka Salt Mine is a massive underground site dating back to the 13th century, featuring over 180 miles of tunnels and going deeper than 1,000 feet. Inside the mine are not just salt chambers, but also a chapel, chandeliers, underground lakes, a restaurant, and even a treatment area for respiratory illnesses, all made of salt. The air inside stays fresh, and the humidity stable with natural ventilation that still works after hundreds of years. Salt chandeliers cut like crystal light up the dark tunnels with a magical glow. One underground lake is so salty that the human body cannot sink in it. Much of the mine remains unexplored because of its complex and mysterious structure. Kish Underground City has a history of over 2,500 years and was originally built as an ancient underground water system called a qanat to supply clean water in dry conditions. The structure stretches for more than 6 miles and was entirely dug by hand without the use of modern machines. When restored, the site was redesigned with stone walkways, ceramic lanterns, galleries, and cultural exhibits in traditional Iranian style. Some hallways still have underground streams flowing gently, combined with a lighting system that mimics candlelight, creating a mysterious atmosphere like something out of a fairy tale. This place is a living example of how ancient water engineering and traditional architecture blended deep below the earth. Pilsen Historical Underground is a tunnel system built in the 14th century with a total length of over 12 miles, including wine cellars, wells, food storage rooms, and connecting corridors. This place once served as a secret survival center during wartime, with escape routes leading outside the city. Some tunnels are only about 5 feet high, forcing people to crouch or crawl through, showing the smaller body size of medieval people. The underground air stays cool and steady, thanks to an old ventilation system that still works naturally. This structure stands as a powerful reminder of medieval underground engineering and the strong will to survive. Naples Underground has a history of over 2,400 years, starting from the Roman period when the first tunnels were built to supply water to the city. These underground tunnels later became shelters during wars, especially during World War II. This tunnel system, more than 3 miles long, was also used as a weapons depot, prison, and storage for wine. Although part of the underground city has been excavated, many areas remain unexplored, making it a mystery that has yet to be fully unraveled. Lalibela underground churches are a group of religious structures carved directly from solid rock from the top down, forming unique underground churches, corridors, and courtyards. Built in the 12th century, the site shows advanced technique using no bricks or traditional materials, only cutting from hard basalt stone. These architectural features, religious symbolism, and mysterious events make this one of the most sacred and mysterious underground heritage sites in the world. Bunker 42 is a top-secret military structure built in the 1950s to control nuclear war operations in case of global conflict. The site was built into strong soil and rock layers that absorb heavy shocks and keep the temperature steady all year. These elements make Bunker 42 one of the most mysterious military relics of the Cold War era. Vladivostok Fortress Underground was built deep under solid granite, with some tunnels going over 65 feet below ground, and able to handle heavy pressure and shocks. This structure was a key part of coastal defense since the late 19th century and was active during both world wars. One of the strangest stories is the disappearance of a military engineering team in the early 1980s while surveying an unopened tunnel. That area was later sealed off and became the source of supernatural theories and rumors about undisclosed secret military experiments. The underground cities of Cappadocia were carved into soft, tough rock and stretched down to about 280 feet, with many maze-like levels. The layout includes living rooms, churches, food storage, animal stalls, and narrow passages protected by heavy round stone doors to stop intruders. One famous story tells of a tunnel leading to an unknown place where lights went out, compasses spun wildly, and the survey team had to retreat. Diyarbakir is one of the oldest surviving cities, with a history of over 5,000 years, and once served as a center of many great civilizations. Its most famous feature is a black basalt wall about 3 miles long and 40 feet high, decorated with carvings of historical and religious symbols. The city is built on basalt rock, formed by ancient volcanic activity, which makes its structures durable and helps balance indoor temperature. Harsh climate is managed by thick stone walls that can retain heat and moisture. Some visitors reported strange cold feelings and echoing sounds when standing near archaeological areas. The Terracotta Warriors is one of the most significant archaeological discoveries in the world, found in 1974 in China. This collection includes over 8,000 terracotta statues of warriors, horses, and weapons, created for the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Each statue has a unique appearance and face, showcasing the detail and craftsmanship of ancient artisans. The warriors are arranged according to military units, including infantry, cavalry, and chariots, reflecting the military strength of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. These statues are not only artistic, but also hold spiritual meaning, created to protect the emperor in the afterlife. Although most of the original colors of the statues have faded, they still maintain the beauty and power of a legendary army. The Sumela Monastery, located 1,000 feet above the ground on the cliffs of the Maka Mountains in Turkey, is one of the oldest religious structures of the Byzantine civilization. Built in the 4th century, this monastery was once an important pilgrimage center for the Eastern Orthodox Church, featuring the famous painting of the Virgin Mary. The wall paintings inside the monastery, depicting religious themes and nature, are over 1,000 years old, still preserving their vividness and sharpness. Despite enduring centuries of destruction from wars and invasions, the monastery has been restored and preserved to this day. The Sumela Monastery attracts not only religious devotees, but also those interested in history and ancient architecture, with its peaceful atmosphere and stunning natural surroundings. The Kailasa Temple, built in the 8th century, is a unique architectural wonder carved from a single massive block of stone. It is a religious structure dedicated to the god Shiva, famous for its grand design and intricate artistic details. To build the temple, over 100,000 tons of stone were cut and moved entirely by human effort and simple tools. The Kailasa Temple is not only remarkable for its architecture, but also contains statues and artworks honoring the god Shiva, with murals depicting legendary events. Particularly, the temple's drainage and ventilation systems were designed with advanced methods, ensuring fresh air inside. Although a religious site, the Kailasa Temple also stands as a testament to the extraordinary building capabilities of ancient humans. Tiwanaku is an ancient civilization center located in the Andes region, famous for its giant stone structures and advanced construction techniques. The Gate of the Sun is over 1,500 years old and features intricate carvings, possibly related to the sun or astronomical phenomena. Notably, the stone blocks here weigh up to 22,000 pounds, yet the method by which ancient Tiwanaku people transported and assembled them remains unclear. Tiwanaku's irrigation system was highly developed, allowing the city to survive in a dry desert environment. The city is believed to have existed from around 500 to 1000 AD. Strange architectural structures are believed to have religious significance, making Tiwanaku one of the remarkable cultural wonders of Andes history. Mohenjo-Daro is one of the oldest cities of the Harappa civilization. This city stands out for its advanced water supply and drainage systems. With perpendicular streets and large bathhouses, Mohenjo-Daro demonstrates the advanced development of a peaceful civilization. Unlike many other civilizations, Mohenjo-Daro shows few traces of weapons, indicating a society unaffected by war. An underground system was built to drain water and maintain cleanliness in the city, as well as reduce pollution. Tools and artifacts found here show progress in industry and trade, along with the development of a writing system that remains largely undeciphered. Mohenjo-Daro is believed to have been abandoned due to natural disasters such as floods or earthquakes, leading to the downfall of this civilization. Harappa was one of the largest cities of the Indus civilization, known for its grid-like street system and public works such as granaries and bathhouses. This city had an advanced water supply system, with brick pipes and drainage channels that helped sustain daily life for its residents. The people of Harappa had a precise system of measurement, reflecting the development of industry and trade. However, what is remarkable is that there are no signs of war in Harappa, suggesting that it may have been a peaceful society. The Harappan writing system remains undeciphered, leaving us unable to fully understand the language and culture of this civilization. This city was eventually abandoned, and the reasons for its decline remain a mystery. Many theories suggest that climate change or natural disasters. The Beijing Underground City, also known as Dixia Cheng, is a massive underground project built in the 1970s as a shelter in case of nuclear war. This network stretches over 53 miles and was designed to hold up to 300,000 people. The entire system was dug by hand by thousands of civilians, students, and workers during the Cultural Revolution. Inside, there were hospitals, surgery rooms, food storage, and natural ventilation systems that did not need electricity. About 90 entrances were cleverly disguised, and many are now unknown or lost. Monte Alban is an ancient city of the Zapotec civilization, built on the summit of a hill about 1,200 feet high, providing excellent views and defense capabilities. The city is known for its carved stone monuments, which include characters of the Zapotec script, although the writing system remains undeciphered. Architectural structures at Monte Alban, such as large plazas and temples, reflect the advanced development of this civilization. Monte Alban was not only a religious and political center, but also an important commercial hub connecting other areas within Mesoamerica. However, the reason for the abandonment of this city remains a great mystery, with theories including climate change, war, and political decline. Tikal is one of the most important ancient cities of the Maya civilization, known for its stone pyramids over 200 feet tall in the dense tropical forest. This city once had a population of over 100,000 people and was a major political, religious, and military center. Tikal had precise astronomical observatories that helped the Maya track the sun's movements and adjust their farming calendar. Its buildings were aligned with the sunrise on the spring equinox, showing their advanced math and astronomy skills. The city also had a complex water filtration system that helped fight droughts. Echoes from the large temple steps are said to mimic the call of the sacred Quetzal bird. Even today, most of Tikal remains unexcavated, with hundreds of buildings still hidden under the mysterious forest. The Ajanta Caves are carved into a basalt cliff nearly 250 feet high, forming a natural curve above a winding river that creates a majestic and peaceful scene. The entire complex includes 30 caves made up of monasteries and temples, decorated with murals and carvings showing the life of Buddha and Jataka tales. The murals use natural mineral colors that remain vivid after more than 1,500 years. Ajanta has a history of over 2,000 years and was a major Buddhist center for centuries. A mysterious story says the entire site was hidden by jungle and only rediscovered in 1819 by a British officer while tiger hunting. The fact that such a grand masterpiece disappeared for nearly 1,000 years still raises unanswered questions for archaeologists. Ellora Caves are a unique religious site carved directly into basalt rock cliffs, showing a rare mix of three major religions across 34 caves spread nearly 1 mile. The most famous is the Kailasa Temple, carved from a single rock and needing over 4,000 tons of stone removed without damaging the carvings, which modern experts still cannot fully explain. The caves were made along old basalt slopes formed by lava, and the cool, stable climate helps preserve the artworks for centuries. Some deep prayer halls have strange echo effects that make people feel surrounded by whispers. Visitors also report slight ground vibrations even when no geological activity occurs. Palmyra stands in a dry desert, rising like a stone oasis, with hundreds of tall columns reaching into the blue sky and scorching sun. Its main avenue is nearly 1 mile long, with rows of columns over 30 feet high, creating a grand and solemn atmosphere. The architecture mixes Roman, Greek, and Middle Eastern styles, shown in structures like the Temple of Bel, the large theatre, and the Victory Arch carved in golden limestone. In the 3rd century, under Queen Zenobia, Palmyra became a major trade and military center and even challenged the Roman Empire. Until today, areas like the library and treasures have never been found, leading archaeologists to believe there are secrets still buried under desert sands. Babylon was once a brilliant center of civilization beside the Euphrates River, standing out in a dry and fertile plain with irrigation canals forming a green oasis in the desert. The city is famous for the Ishtar Gate, built with blue-glazed bricks over 38 feet high, carved with lions and dragons in amazing detail. Under Nebuchadnezzar II, Babylon became a center of power, learning, and religion, with the Temple of Marduk and ancient cuneiform texts. The greatest legend of Babylon is the Hanging Gardens, said to be built in multiple levels with a water-lifting system to irrigate trees above. Though mentioned in many old writings, the exact location and real remains of the garden have never been found, leading many to believe it might be a symbolic story rather than a real structure. Edinburgh Castle stands on top of an old volcanic rock about 430 feet high, with three sides of steep cliffs forming a nearly unbreakable natural defense. It is one of the oldest and most important historical landmarks, once serving as a royal home, military fortress, prison, and armory. One of the strangest legends is about the headless drummer boy, a ghost said to appear when the country is in danger. Visitors have reported hearing drums echoing at night, feeling heavy air pressure, and seeing white shadows pass through empty halls. Old tunnels beneath the castle are still not fully explored, adding to the mystery of this ancient place. Timgad is an ancient Roman city built in the year 100 under Emperor Trajan, known for its perfect grid layout and streets that cross at exact angles. The city was once a center of administration, culture, and military life, with plazas, baths, a library, and an open-air theater. Located on a dry plateau, the harsh climate makes the stone columns and ruins stand out even more. What makes it mysterious is the unknown reason for the city's abandonment around the 7th century, leaving behind a complete city buried in sand. At sunrise or sunset, light passes through the main streets, forming strange parallel rays that light up the central areas. Many believe that Timgad's design was not only for daily life, but also held deep astronomical and spiritual meanings, adding to the mystery of the city. Pompeii was once a wealthy Roman city, but it was buried under over 20 feet of ash after a volcanic eruption in the year 79 AD. What makes it special is that the entire city was frozen in time, with streets, buildings, murals, and even human bodies preserved almost perfectly. Some of the bodies still show the exact positions people were in when they died, such as running or praying. Pompeii had a drainage and clean water system that was more advanced than many medieval European cities. Its murals showed both daily life and strange religious ceremonies. On the sidewalks, symbols were carved to guide people to brothels, showing an early form of a prostitution map. Many victims did not die from lava, but from toxic gases and sudden heat over 900 degrees Fahrenheit. Herculaneum is an ancient Roman city buried under over 60 feet of volcanic mud after the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in the year 79 AD, yet it is preserved in an unusually perfect condition. Many buildings here still have upper floors, wooden doors, marble floors, and even wooden boats near the coast. More than 300 skeletons were found in boathouses, showing that hundreds of people died while trying to escape. The temperature at that time may have reached over 930 degrees Fahrenheit, causing human bodies to vaporize within seconds. The ruins still contain working drainage systems, water basins, and wooden cloth and food items that are nearly intact. Wall paintings show scenes of daily life, fine art, and mythology, reflecting the luxurious and refined lifestyle of ancient Roman elites. Ostia Antica was once a busy Roman port city, located about 15 miles from the center and served as a hub for goods and food from across the Mediterranean. The city had an open-air theater that could hold over 3,000 people and is still used for shows today. Some apartment buildings had up to 4 floors, showing rare examples of ancient Roman housing complexes. Old wall graffiti included both curses and life advice, showing a diverse and expressive society. Many homes had private kitchens, which was rare for that time. Some warehouses stored thousands of gallons of olive oil and wine. Because it was not destroyed by natural disasters, Ostia Antica has stayed in an amazingly preserved state. Baiae was once the most luxurious resort of ancient Rome, where nobles and emperors came to relax but also plotted secret schemes. The city was famous for bathhouses heated by natural geothermal energy, one of the earliest uses of sustainable power in history. Its walls, mosaic floors, and artworks were richly decorated and still remain intact, even though they are now underwater. About 60% of the city lies below sea level today due to ground movement, with some areas sunken nearly 20 feet. Some Roman feasts were held right inside hot water pools, blending relaxation with indulgence. Roman legends describe Baiae as a center of luxury, brilliance, and danger. Today, visitors can dive and explore this sunken city firsthand, offering a rare archaeological experience in the world. Calakmul is an ancient Maya city hidden deep in the jungle, with a pyramid about 148 feet tall, standing among lush green nature. Its architecture includes thousands of structures like temples, plazas, water channels, and finely carved stone steles with Maya script. Calakmul was not only a religious and political center, but also showed the Maya people's advanced skills and strong beliefs. It was only rediscovered by chance in 1931, revealing many mysteries about its sudden collapse. The blend of wild nature, ancient structures, and lost history makes Calakmul truly fascinating. Nanmadol is the only ancient city in the world built completely on a coral reef in the ocean, made up of over 90 artificial islets connected by water canals. The city is famous for its hexagonal basalt stones, each weighing from several tons to over 50 tons, stacked without using mortar. Until now, no one knows exactly how ancient people moved these huge stones across the sea. The total weight of stones used is estimated to match that of the Giza Pyramid, making Nanmadol a mysterious construction. Some scholars even suggest that Nanmadol may be the remains of a lost civilization, adding to the city's mysterious charm. Caral is the oldest city in the Americas, built over 5,000 years ago on a dry valley kept fertile by a year-round river. They used a string system called quipu for recording and made instruments from animal bones. Caral also surprises with natural ventilation and earthquake-resistant designs built long before the Inca civilization. Cahokia was the largest native city ever built in North America, known for over 120 man-made mounds, including Monk's Mound, which is 100 feet tall. The greatest mystery is the sudden disappearance of its people in the 14th century, with no clear signs of war or disease. Some theories suggest resource loss or climate change as the main reasons. Ayutthaya was once one of the busiest and most advanced cities in Asia, surrounded by a river network that formed a natural defensive island. Many believe it is a sacred symbol of protection and eternity, making Ayutthaya not only a historical ruin, but also a place that inspires deep spiritual reflection. Troy is an ancient city famous not only for the Trojan War described in the Iliad, but also for the remarkable development of its ancient civilization. The city has at least 9 layers, reflecting different cultural stages through the centuries. Notably, Troy is also famous for the wooden horse legend, where the Greeks used a large wooden horse to infiltrate the city. The city was once a major trade center, connecting cultures from the Middle East to Greece and Anatolia. Excavations have uncovered many valuable artifacts, including pottery, jewelry, and weapons, showing a thriving culture. Dura Europos was an ancient city with a strategic location along the Euphrates River, where Greek, Roman, and Persian cultures met. The city is famous for having the oldest known Christian church and the largest preserved Jewish synagogue wall paintings ever found. A unique fact is that this is the only place with physical evidence of ancient chemical warfare, where Roman soldiers were killed by sulfur gas in a tunnel. The architecture of Dura Europos shows a mix of religion and military design, with many houses turned into temples and synagogues. The city was destroyed and remained buried under sand for almost 1,700 years before it was accidentally discovered in the 20th century, becoming one of the rarest archaeological treasures. Medina Azahara was a grand palace city built in the 10th century by Caliph Abd-ar-Rahman III as a symbol of power and love. The city was made of white stone, marble, gold, and silver, with over 400 buildings spread across about 400 acres. It had an advanced water system, made of stone and lead pipes, said to be more complex than even Roman systems. A strange fact is that most stones were marked with codes to be placed precisely, like an ancient version of Lego. Even though it was once a center of power, Medina Azahara only lasted for over 70 years before being destroyed by civil war. For almost 1,000 years, it was buried and forgotten, while locals had no idea they were living above a lost, legendary city. Samizegatusa Regia was the ancient capital of the Dacians, famous for its unique architecture and mortarless construction. This city was built with a deep understanding of astronomy, as the stone circles here were precisely aligned with the sun's position during the solstices. The large stone steps in the main temple area were designed using the golden ratio, indicating the Dacians had advanced mathematical knowledge. The water system was constructed using wooden pipes and fired bricks, demonstrating an advanced ability to control water resources compared to other civilizations. Additionally, the use of alloys and metalworking tools shows that the Dacians were on par with the Romans in terms of craftsmanship. After being conquered by the Roman Empire in 106 AD, the city was deliberately destroyed to eliminate a strong resistance center of the Dacians. Pumapunku is an ancient stone complex located at an elevation of over 12,800 feet, known for its massive stone blocks cut and assembled with incredible precision. Some of the blocks weigh more than 130 tons and are fitted together without any mortar, yet still align perfectly after centuries. The famous H-shaped stones have a modular design, showing interlocking features similar to modern Lego structures. Many of the grooves on the stones are straight, deep, and even, as if cut by CNC technology far beyond the tools of the ancient world. Surprisingly, no written records have been found to explain how it was built or what its exact purpose was. Some theories suggest that ancient builders may have used chemical methods to soften the stone or had access to technology far ahead of their time. Nineveh was the last great capital of the Assyrian Empire, reaching its peak in culture, technology, and military power in the 7th century BC. The city was known for its walls that stretched about 7 miles and 15 large gates guarded by winged bull statues. One of its greatest legacies is the Ashurbanipal Library, holding more than 3,000 clay tablets about epics, astronomy, and lore, including the famous Epic of Gilgamesh. Palace reliefs showed lion hunts and brutal battles, symbolizing the empire's power and dominance. The fall of Nineveh in 612 BC happened within just a few months, marking the end of a civilization that once terrified the ancient world.